Chiamape. Siega tapin, siega tutong kada pitago si.
Oh.
Kada pitago si chiamape. That means you have to quiet, eh?
Yeah.
Caught up and when you're lost, you can't think. You can't think right. And you walk in, you go circles. Walk in circles. You don't know where you're going.
I grew up in a domestically violent household, and I was just riddled with trauma as a child. I witnessed a lot of domestic violence from when I was as young as 3 years old, and I spent a large part of my childhood running with my mother, spending time in and out of women's shelters. And I know now why being in these shelters felt so strange. It felt like a form of institutionalization, and I know they were just, these places were keeping us safe, but you know, as a child, an Indigenous child who grew up free on the reserve, being told what to do, where to go, when to eat, what you can't do, was just a strange experience for me. And I think it caused the beginning of a long series of traumas throughout my young adulthood. Because of the violence, I left home when I was 14, the drug addictions, being on amphetamines and opiates at such a young age. I mean, I never had a chance to develop my identity.
Out of coping all your life and trying to find ways to cope, right? That puts us ahead of ourselves, ahead of our spirit. Our spirit sits here, but then when we are trying to cope so much, our spirit starts to literally suffocate. So it's sitting there, but it's outside of us.
One of the most important things I do is I'll say to myself and use my Cree name, Peggy Way Asquisko. 4 times I'll say that, so that my whole self will come together.
Elder Florence Allen taught me that one of the hardest journeys in life is the journey from the head to the heart. So how do we close that gap in a world that is so overrun with busyness? As I was observing individuals that were immersed in their passions, is that it appeared that the noise in their head and the world around them silenced, and they were able to make that journey or close the gap between the head and the heart. And what I found was that there were many formats or ways for people to find this silent place within themselves, and this included dance, music, and even when discussing your love for math.
Isaac Newton is a physicist, a genius physicist. He said that I'm tall because I'm standing on shoulders of giants.
The residential school and day school experiences that my dad had, my family, my mom, their family members had, really impacted us intergenerationally as well. We were taught that ceremonies were evil. The church taught us that being Native, having traditional beliefs, was shameful, a sin. The one thing that we were condemned from accessing was the one thing that gave me my life back. It was the ceremonies, it was the culture, it was the grandmothers, it was the teachings. It's what helped me survive addiction. It's what's helped me maintain sobriety. It's what's helped me develop a life that my son doesn't have to heal from. I found that the trajectory of this project really took a turn that I wasn't expecting, but it turned out better than I could imagine. And I feel like walking through the stages of trying to understand and grasp what the sound of silence was allowed me to walk through this exploration much like you would through a ceremony. I saw and had reverence for all the ways people found silence through sound, or how they healed through sound. And it gave me an appreciation of everything around me. And I really started to understand that sometimes being in ceremony is not a place or something outside of yourself. It's something that we can experience within ourselves on a daily basis. I finished the video with a song, and I wanted to retell my story in the Cree language, because to me, this is the main sound that helps me heal, is when I speak my language. Aspinutan yanneski agimat papamutian intonokoinak igati gigwe intonaman kawiti guan kamidoyan. Noong pan na Elder Florence Allen nagitsigasat ego naman agiwitsit mana agi matamatuan Augusta mana agi wansinyan niskigia nagikskinamak tansisi gamiskaman agwast tansisi kamamtaniritaman kamidoyan. Hi. Aspinuma kiskinamagi in meditation and art itsigatik agi matut naman nigi mate ginap ma kagagutagak sinwak tansi suwido midup mati suchik nigati wapat inuga muda gutak gigwe gati gutak asit no niginte mau kamati midup matyan kichi manito piwichinan hey ay ay hey ay ay oh.
Meaning like you're acknowledging that morning star each morning, and the day will be holy for you again. And then you'll hold your prayer within that day.